Family. We're back. I got a lot of messages about this, and I'm finally gonna review it now. We are gonna discuss this video by Luista, and it's about a certain company and how business went for individuals that didn't want to do business with this company. The reason it's very relevant right now is that an artist I've been covering, yeah, some people say he turned them down. Some people say he beat the industry at their own game. And that's why certain things are going on. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what they're talking about at all. But some people say this video might fill me in. So let's watch with an open mind. And yeah, let's get it. First off, let me know where you're tapping in from. Let me know how long you've been tapped in. And this video ain't pointing fingers or anything like that. We're just reviewing something that was sent to me. Now let's go.
Rihanna, and of course, Jay-Z himself. While they have their critics, they are always praised by those who roll with them, including female hip-hop superstar Megan Thee Stallion. After signing to the company in 2019, the self-declared hot girl coach has always saluted Hove and the team, including its CEO, Desiree Perez.
It just felt like I was in the right spot. Like I said, I was manifesting a lot of stuff for myself. Never did I ever think that I was actually going to be managed by the people that I looked up to. It just felt like a big family. They're just so intelligent. Like, they've been through everything. They still going through it right now, but they just know how to carry it. And I'm learning from the best. I feel like I'm in the right spot. I'm in the right position. I ain't never felt so like safe in a situation where I feel like these people got my back. And I just see how much they grind and how much they hustle and how much they let all the talk and whatever else people gotta say just roll off their back. I'll call Jay or Des. Des is the woman who really run shit at Rock Nation. Right. And I'll be like, they saying this about me, they got me fucked up now. And they'll be somewhere on the island like, why you even care about that? They tripping, like.
All right, now, y'all know I had to stop it. Dez. Dez is the person that some people say took down a whole group of people that are very entrenched in a certain way of life. I'll leave it at that. Is it true? I don't know. But one thing that stood out to me about what Meg said was, I will be calling her like, do you hear what these people saying about me? And look, what are you concerned for? Especially with this Tory situation. She says she's learning their ways and she's feeling safe. I can't imagine how safe you could feel after changing somebody's life, allegedly. Yeah, let me just shut up. I'm not gonna even yap too much. Let's go.
There are rumors that the label flexed this power to make life very difficult for a man who was not just an enemy of hers, but a man who had turned down the opportunity to sign with them. Back in 2020, Tory Lanez was on a high when he attended the Rock Nation brunch. In May of that year, he had managed to free himself from his label at the same time that he had reached the peak of his commercial success. So when he pulled up to the famed annual event, he made quite a splash alongside none other than Megan. He seemed to hint that he was being courted by major labels such as Rock Nation. To be 100%, there's so many labels offering me so much money, like millions of dollars, he said. I've gotten offers that are life-changing, but I don't care. I already own my masters and publishing and everything, so I don't see any reason to give that to somebody else. But no shorter than 2 months after he was churning down these major deals, Tory's life would fall apart. But why this is relevant is because throughout the course of the legal process, which would eventually lead to Tory getting a 10-year sentence, he insisted that Rock Nation was trying to prevent him from telling his side of the story, Otherwise, there would be consequences.
2 days after that, I get a call from Rock Nation that says, yo, we heard you're gonna make a statement about what happened, and it'd be in your best interest if you don't make that statement. I'm like, okay, I don't understand what the issue of me telling my fans, like, yo, look, it's not that serious of a deal. I went to jail for whatever this is. Like, I didn't get for that 2 days why that was an issue. 2 days later, the TMZ report come out.
Listen, Tory did so many things that he didn't know he was doing, especially at the time he was doing them. When he cracked the code, that was one thing. But like I've said the past few videos, you got to think about the timing during a reset. Catch my drift. He cracked the code. He figured out a way to sell 1 million copies for $1 a piece. He did not have to split any of the money. So you have your masters. You've cracked this code. You're at the Rock Nation brunch, and you still don't want to sign? And we didn't sick the Stallion on you? The male horse? Okay. At least this situation, some people say. I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let bro cook. I've been talking too much already.
On the track Sorry But I Had To from 2020's Daystar, Tory referenced the incident as well as his own business dealings with Jay's company. I made too much money with Rock Nation for them to be thinking I can't correlate the fact that it's only rappers out your roster hating. Contemplating these thoughts in my head, like how the you calling me threatening me not to make no statements. On another track entitled Bittersweet from that same project, he went at Hove directly and insinuated that he was hurt while also taking shots at the company's legal team, including Jill Scott. It hurt to say them words about Rock Nation management, cause Jigga whole career I've been a fan of it and I'm just pissed about the way they handled it. I worked for this for years, and out of nowhere here comes Jill trying to come smear campaign and damage it. Although he was eventually found guilty, the notion that Rock Nation was somehow involved has persisted, as his father took up the fight. In an emotional speech outside the courthouse, his dad said that Jay-Z and others ought to be ashamed of themselves.
You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes. Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.
His dad spoke from the soul. And what's so crazy is a lot of people think what the father said. I never knew Jill Scott played a role in this. I never knew that. I never knew. In my honest opinion, though, I think Tory is a way better artist than Jay. More versatile. And his longevity. And he's way smarter. He didn't have to use other artists to catapult off of or benefit financially from. He did it himself. But that's the problem. And then the rejection. And then addressing the same people you rejected when you know they might have done something that wasn't 100, for lack of better words. Anyway, let's continue.
Even from behind bars, Tory's insistence that Rock Nation interfered will not subside. Most recently, it was the churn of his own legal counsel, Sean Hawley, who he believes had a prior relationship with Rock Nation before becoming his lawyer. In his complaint, he called for her to face disciplinary action over what he described as serious ethics breaches, and demanded a refund of the hundreds of thousands of dollars he had paid her. This followed allegations that she instructed a DNA expert not to conduct tests on the gun involved, and abruptly withdrew from Lanez's defense just 5 5 days before his guilty verdict, despite being paid nearly $300,000. In addition to his quest to take down Holly, he also spoke out against Desiree Perez, CEO of Roc Nation, who he believed played a role in assisting Megan with her statements to the police regarding the 2020 shooting incident. At the moment, Tory isn't eligible for parole until 2029. But if how he feels at the moment doesn't change by the time he gets out, you can bet he'll be coming out Roc Nation's next on tracks and IG lives as soon as he's out. While Tory has hopes of turning his life around in time, not everyone that previously turned down Roc Nation is so lucky. Because for a rapper who went by the name of Young Dolph,
I'm not gonna get into the Dolph situation, but as far as this Tory thing goes, I got mixed feelings about this video. Wink, wink. But it is a funny coincidence. I'll say that. If that is something that's true, that certain hands could have been in the mix to alter this man's future because of certain things, that's not fair. If that's true, what do you guys think? I'm mixed. I feel mixed about it. Anyway, let me know where you're tapping in from. I'm out. Peace.